Welcome to Guided, your weekly sanctuary where we blend the wisdom of the Enneagram with the art of intentional living. I'm your host, Evie, and you're so welcome here. Guided is all about helping you, the modern woman, find your flow in a world that's often all hustle and no heart. Whether you're navigating a career pivot, diving into creative pursuits, or just figuring out how to take better care of yourself, Guided is here to support you. This podcast is like a weekly chat with a good friend, one who's passionate about making your life feel good. At Guided, we believe in living with intention, fostering emotional well-being, and finding joy in the everyday. We tackle the big stuff like overthinking, setting boundaries, and avoiding burnout, all while keeping it real and relatable. Think of this as your go-to spot for practical tips, soulful conversations, and a reminder to break free from the grind. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Thank you for choosing to make Guided a part of your weekly ritual. If you're ready to step into a life of intention and empowerment, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Lovely listeners, and welcome back to Guided. I'm your host, Evie, and today we are learning all about the Enneagram system. Enneagram 101, Enneagram basics, if you will. If you're new to this, don't worry. We're going to explore it together in a way that feels like a cozy chat. You might even want to go grab a cozy cup of tea. But let's settle in and dive deep into the Enneagram. So the Enneagram is a fascinating tool. It's an ancient personality typing tool that we can use to understand ourselves and the people that we love and the people that we don't love and the people that we work with, our neighbors, the people that we went to school with, the people that our kids go to school with. It's such a great tool for human exploration, to learn about humanity, all these different versions of humans here on Earth. And we can use it like a map. It's kind of like a map of 9 unique personality types, each with its own distinct way of seeing and experiencing life. In fact, if we translate Enneagram, Ennea meaning 9 and gram meaning way of seeing, it really lays out, even in its name, that this is a map of 9 different ways of seeing the world. And so that's why I think it's really important to not just learn about your own Enneagram type, but to learn about all of the different Enneagram types, because I bet you don't just live with people that are exactly like you. I bet you don't just work with people who are exactly like you. And I reckon the challenges that you are having when working with or living with or loving other people often comes from not having a language to understand each other on a very deep level. And that's what the Enneagram really provides us with. It provides us with this map. It provides us with this language of understanding each other better. It's going to build compassion and take a lot of the hard work out of relationships. Not all of it. I'm not crazy. But it is going to remove a lot of the kind of scum on the top. Is going to add in so much ease to our communication, not only with ourselves, but also to other people. Let's begin at the beginning with discovering your main or dominant type. You can think of your dominant type as your home base, your go-to way of navigating through the world. It's like finding a key to understanding your deepest motivations, strengths, and challenges. And if you don't know your main or dominant Enneagram type, I would love to invite you to scroll down through the show notes now and find my free Enneagram quiz I've created for you to take. It's a short, quick, lovely entry point to the Enneagram if you're not sure on your main or dominant type. And so have a go, see what it comes up with, and see if the description at the end feels true to you. I'd be so interested to know. Once we've landed on this dominant type, we can begin to add on depth and color through the different nuances of the Enneagram. And we're going to start with adding on wings. Now, I talk about wings to begin with because the online Enneagram world seems hell-bent with this being the most important and exciting kind of aspect of your Enneagram type. I, personally, couldn't disagree more. The wings are fine. I think they're honestly the least interesting part of your Enneagram type. I mention them here to begin with so we can get them out of the way. So these are the two types right next to your dominant type on Enneagram. If you don't know what I'm talking about, scroll down through the show notes and there's a link to a blog post with a lovely picture of an Enneagram diagram. If you've not seen that before, this is what we're talking about when we mention the Enneagram. And you might be able to find your type on the Enneagram and you might notice two types either side to that. So you can draw on the qualities of the two types next to your type to enrich your personality, to bring out different aspects of yourself. And that's where you might hear people saying, I'm a 1-wing 2 or I'm a 5-wing 4. It's always the types either side of your main type. Okay, now let's talk about the magic of health and stress moves. When you're feeling secure and at your best, you might notice yourself adopting the positive traits of another Enneagram type. This is your growth point. And on the flip side, when life gets tough and stress creeps in, you might slip into less healthy traits of a different type. This is your stress point. And so understanding these moves helps you navigate through life's ups and downs with grace. If we remove the Enneagram for a moment, you might think back to the last time you were really stressed. You might think back to the last time you were in a really positive point. You might notice that there is behavior that you only really access when you're in these two spots in life. This isn't something that the Enneagram is creating. Again, we're just giving language to what is already organically, very naturally happening to you. The next part of the Enneagram, and perhaps one of my most favorite parts of the Enneagram, introduces us to the centers of intelligence. So this is the body center, the heart center, and the head center. And each center has its own unique way of processing the world. The body center trusts its gut, the heart center feels its way through life, and the head center thinks and plans. So knowing your center of intelligence can be incredibly empowering because it helps you understand your natural inclinations and how you make decisions. In fact, you might already know which center you're in from that very quick description, whether you're in the body center, in the heart center, or in the head center. And in fact, this is my favorite place to start whenever I'm teaching the Enneagram, or if we were to do an Enneagram blueprint typing session, this is where we always begin, because I think it's one of the easiest places to jump off from. And so you might ask yourself now, which center is loudest for you? Are you always in your head and always thinking? Are you always in your heart, always feeling? Or are you always in your body, always doing? Another lovely aspect of the Enneagram is your stance. This is about how you move through the world and interact with others. Other personality tools have extroversion and introversion. Are you an extrovert or an introvert? Park that to one side just for a moment and dive into stance work, because I promise you it's going to be so much deeper and so much richer than the binary of extroversion and introversion. So there are 3 stances: assertive, compliant, and withdrawn. And each type has a default stance that really colors their behavior and relationships. So by recognizing your stance, you gain deeper insights into your interactions and find more balance in your approach. Let's pause here for a moment. I know that's a lot to absorb, but I'm really excited for you to just learn about a few of the things the Enneagram can offer us. In fact, each of these different steps brings more clarity and growth. And that is kind of just the very surface level of what the Enneagram can do for you. A quick recap: your dominant type is your main personality lens. Your wings add more depth. Your health and stress moves show you how to adapt under different conditions. Your center of intelligence highlights your decision-making style. Your stance reveals your interaction patterns. And then we have things like wounding childhood messages that point to the areas for healing in your life, defense mechanisms that show you your protective strategies, and even Enneagram subtypes, which get into the nitty-gritty, the nuance of your behavior, differing even from other people in the same base camp as you. If you're curious to find out more about your Enneagram type, we cover all of this in my Enneagram blueprint typing session. If you are stuck in overthinking and want to move into action, if you've got low confidence and want to move into clarity, if you're struggling with self-doubt or feel disconnected from your true self, this could be a really compassionate way to move from a place of uncertainty into one of authentic guidance. It's such a wonderful starting point for discovering your unique personality traits. And you can find the link to that in the show notes. Understanding the Enneagram is a powerful step towards self-awareness and personal growth. And the depths of the Enneagram are huge. Why? Because they mirror your depth, my wonderful listener. And today was just the very tip of the iceberg in beginning to understand that. I hope you leave this conversation feeling curious and empowered to learn more about yourself. And remember, I'm here to walk this path of personal discovery with you every step of the way. I hope you have a go with my free quiz, and I would love to know what type you think you might be. In fact, come and drop me a DM on Instagram. I'm so interested to know the makeup of our listenership. How many type 2s do we have? How many type 8s? Do we have any type 5s? I really, really can't wait to know. So do send me a message on Instagram and let me know. I can't wait to chat more about your type next week. If Guided the podcast resonated with you, why not share it on your socials or send it to your friends? And if you have a spare moment, I would love it if you could leave me a review. These small gestures are free and they're invaluable in helping me amplify the reach of Guided the podcast, connecting us with more empowered women who are eager to increase their well-being. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop with our latest episodes. By subscribing, you'll stay connected and receive a weekly dose of inspiration directly to your inbox. Thank you for being a part of our community, for showing up, and for your commitment to personal growth and self-discovery. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep exploring the depths of your own inner wisdom.